Hello, everyone! Hi, welcome to our first actual episode of, no, not first actual episode, second episode. I am out of it tonight. Episode 2 of our Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign called Secrets of the North. I am Simon at Wandering DM. What you've just seen is, aside from me messing up the intro, is a short teaser of our new intro video, which will be done for our next episode. But before we go into our introductions and everything, I would like to thank our artist Shauna at Flying Cirrus on Twitter for the amazing artwork she did for our game. This is again excellent quality drawings and well worth the commission. So if you're looking for an artist, I cannot recommend Shauna enough, except that I need her for all of my drawings forever. Thanks. So without further ado, let's
actually what's funny is that the DM for PJ's 2-year-long home game is commissioning their group from Shauna.
It's gonna be well worth it. Before we jump into our game, I would just like to thank our sponsors here at Wandering DM, beginning with Mage & Press, makers of 5th edition D&D supplements. You can check them out at store.mageandpress.com, and you can use code WanderingDM to get 15% off. What more, they've succeeded in funding their Kickstarter Conspiracy in the Stars, which I helped write. It's going to come out soon, so if you want to get a leg up on that adventure, that whole mini-campaign from level, I think it's 1 to 5, you might want to check out their store and get your hands on the Dark Matter campaign book. Our second sponsor is, of course, Roll20, the platform that we use here for all of our games. We're also using the official Rime of the Frostmaiden module on Roll20. So if you want to play it at home, be sure to check it out. It is surprisingly well made, and it's got everything you need for your campaign. Our third sponsor is, of course, Found Familiar, great coffee company. I have a ton of Found Familiar that arrived last week, that got shipped last week. I am out of coffee right now, so this is a first. I will continue to... Yeah, I'll continue to drink no juice instead. The... Yeah. And of course, thank you to our partners, Level Up Dice. You can check them out using the panel down below or the links in chat. So, before we go into the recap, who are you? Who are we playing with tonight? Let's start clockwise on the overlay. Introduce yourself, introduce your character very quickly. We will start with award-winning Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly, the Opera Geek. I'm playing Sarkya, who is a human wizard, which you will see when the D&D Beyond overlay kicks in.
Has it not done so?
It has not done so, at least for me.
I will check it during the rest of the introductions, but we will move to our next player, Justin.
Hello, I'm Justin, aka Pirate Jesus. I am playing Regnar, a lovely Asimir ranger. Probably the smartest dressed and perhaps smartest of the group.
Oh, don't even.
It's okay. That's your interpretation of the events.
Our next... oh boy, sorry. Our next player is Tumai.
Hi, I'm playing Elise. She's a Genasi rogue, and she might seem cool and collected so far, but she does suffer from some mood swings, so we'll see.
And next is Justice.
Hello, I'm Etten, your local full-bog cleric. I'm the unofficial welcome committee for Dugan's Hole. Hello!
And our last player today is Diana.
Hi Hi, I am Helaphine, a Goliath monk. And IRL, I'm marrying that guy down there who just went hello on the internet. So lucky gal here.
I mean, what's not to like? Just look at his shirt.
With pineapples like those, how can you go wrong?
I'm just fixing something very quickly because I realized that I hadn't shown some of the things on the overlay. Not the overlay, but on Roll20. So now you should have a complete map of Dugan's Hole since you know the place and everything. But last we left our group, they, some of them had just recently traveled to Dugan's Hole, a small town hamlet, really, of 50 souls, on the shores of the Lake Redwaters. There, they were welcomed by the official Dugan's Hole welcoming committee, a priest of Lathander, the Morning Lord. The group discovered, or were reminded, that today, as it is a day of the full moon, will be the day of the cuddle pile, where everyone in town are going to be forced to sleep without any heat, any
Underpants.
warmth. No, they'd best keep even their socks on. They have to keep everything on to make sure they don't die of exposure. Because as it is their tradition since the sun set on Icewind Dale 2 years ago, the people of Dugan's Hole sacrifice warmth to Auril once every month. But something, an unfortunate event, sort of marred the entire cuddle pile night, as the group has learned that 2 kids were missing. A boy and a girl, a brother and sisters. Well, a sister. There's not multiple sisters. By the name of... Players, please help me. I'm scrolling through my notes very quickly. Silja and Finn. Huh? Silja and Finn.
Finn Jr.
Yeah, Finn Jr., in fact, were taken, and that came, we learned a bit more about their family at the end of the episode, where we were all reminded that Dugan's Hole is a very tight-knit community. Very tight-knit. But as the group left to investigate, they went a bit south, almost at the edge of town, to a structure called the 20 Stones of Thrune, because of a strange sensation of being spied upon. Sensation that was just stronger the closer they went to the center of this triangle, actually, of menhirs. And that is when Helaphine, the Goliath, decided to press her hand on the central stone, which toppled over, revealing a spiral staircase leading down into the dark. That's where we pick up today. Someone just broke a chair in the background. No, it's in the soundtrack on Roll20.
And this happens all the time, right? I mean, this is normal.
Oh,
For
no,
Dugan's
definitely not. This has stood for hundreds of years. What have you done?
What,
Oh, no.
What's going on?
She did it.
I did me too.
I turned around for like 5 seconds. What? No,
Sometimes
what?
I don't know my own strength, and I just
Just go tipping over rocks.
Not just any rock. Oh.
look.
This
It
is
clearly
big.
wasn't safe to begin with. It's fine.
Fine.
Okay, look what's in there.
Oh. Hello.
In a rock.
Oh, there's a staircase under here.
There, yes, I don't. Mm.
Oh, good. Yes, there's a tomb buried under these rocks. Okay.
You think it's a tomb? You think I just entombed someone?
Oh.
Oh god! Oh god!
There, there. It's okay. I'm sure everything will be okay.
I'm
Yes,
sure
yes.
that the
I'm
spirits
sure.
of the dead will not haunt you forever.
Yes.
You don't know that.
Elephine, I'm joking. They will probably only haunt you for a week, at most.
Okay, we can explain this, right? We can go back to town and tell them that it was an accident, that just happened. Mr. Fancy Man, you'll back me up. It was just an accident. I didn't mean to do it.
If you find the kids, I'm sure they will forget about the rock. Just a rock.
Yes, the children. And Ragnar's gonna sort of turn around from the group and go back to the edge of the hill and sort of just turn his back to everybody and sort of look across over the hill. Just look down over the hill.
The endless white, the rolling snowbanks, and what few vegetation, scarce as it may be,
Specifically,
lies beyond
though,
town.
he's looking towards the southwest part of the hill that the mother said that was where she had seen the children's tracks last.
Oh. Then in that case, you scan the horizon, then look down at your feet, and realize that in some places, especially around 4 of these stones, so basically, if I'm on the map, I would say it's these ones here.
Okay.
These 4 stones, the snow is more packed. Like it was trampled multiple times, especially recently. It hasn't snowed much since. But people have been actively walking around those stones in a very erratic pattern. You can know more with a survival check if you want to.
Oh, that's right. Where's my sheets?
And if the kids are your favorite enemies, you have advantage.
I mean, how bad do you think I am?
So with a 20, you look around the stones and realize that the tracks lead to there and up to the middle central stone. They go back and forth multiple times.
Are they small humanoid tracks like the children's, or are they
Yeah.
larger folk tracks?
No, they could either be children or maybe gnomes, like adult gnomes. So you figure if they're children, they're probably at least 10 years of age. And they, I mean, if we go full Aragorn on this, they weigh roughly 80, maybe to 80 to 90 some odd pounds.
Well, I mean, I know that there's no gnomes in this town, right? This is...
Yeah,
there's
you've
only so
never
many
seen a
people.
gnome in Dugan's Hole.
No gnomes at Dugan's Hole, so either I assume these are the children, or this is random magic snow gnomes. And I don't believe in magic snow gnomes.
Before
So
the
this
end
is
of
where
this
the children
campaign,
are
you will.
playing.
Is there any sound coming up from the now totally exposed staircase?
Oh, what's your passive perception? Since you're standing right next to the hole?
10. So not wonderful.
No, but enough to hear a coming from the bottom of the hole. It's not air. It sounds more like... It's not wind. It sounds more like someone exhaling.
Would Sarkia notice, like, any, without a detect magic spell, but just, like, any kind of ambient magical energy around here?
You can make a knowledge arcana check.
Where's my... Oh, it's in the other tab.
Did you succeed or fail your saving throw last time for the against the spell.
I succeeded.
You succeeded, okay. But Sarkia correctly sort of pinged that it was a probably divination magic. So we can use the same check as you had last week, actually, since, this is 5 minutes later. And not an actual week. You would know that divination magic doesn't leave many traces. It's not like evocation where, if you conjure fire or something, there might be something singed after the fact. If you fire a ray of frost, you might have a sheen of rime somewhere. Same goes for acid or whatever. Illusions is very hard once they're dispelled, but divination is almost completely intangible. Unseen. Almost unfelt. That's one of the perks of that school of magic.
Well, then Satya in that case is going to look over at Etin. Are you feeling more like yourself now?
What do you mean? I feel fine, except for the fact that she just. This will take some explaining.
You went a bit fuzzy there. For a few
Oh.
seconds.
Oh yes. I feel fine now. I get visions every once in a while, but I don't feel like that was one of them. It was.
Stop. What did it feel like?
Oh, it felt like something was watching me. It's happened regularly recently. Oh.
You didn't think that this was important.
Well, you didn't ask.
You had said the children's footsteps had came back to the mound where their opening is now?
Yeah. Okay. You don't believe that children would be able to move the stone.
Yeah. I would have walked back to the group then, probably at that point.
Okay.
And be like, what are we asking about now? Exactly?
Oh, the usual breaching of the mind.
That's usual? That's a normal thing?
Oh yes, I get spied on occasionally, I feel like. It's been happening more regularly, and I'm fairly certain that now, definitely, someone is trying to watch me.
How often?
Oh, as I go about my daily business, or it wakes me up at night sometimes, or while I'm down at my fishing hole.
Is there any particular activity you're doing when they scry on you?
No.
No pattern.
No. These patterns. There's patterns in the swirling snow, and there's patterns in the way that the lights flash across the sky when Uriel rolls, but no patterns in this.
Okay, we can work on the crazy guy later. Does anyone? I don't. The kids, right? They're why we're out here. The sooner we find the kids, the sooner we can go back, and then we can worry about the crazy guy. But should we put this back and keep looking for them? Maybe.
Oh yes. How are we gonna put this back exactly?
I was actually thinking about knocking one of the other ones to see if there's something else under those two.
Oh, I don't want. These stones are very important to this town.
Look, I don't want to alarm anybody, but it sounds there's something down there. I don't.
I mean, if I'm following the tracks there, and she says that, I mean, I would listen at the hole. Just to sort of appease her less than actually,
What's your passive perception? Well, is your passive perception above a 10? And I should ask that of everyone.
It is 14.
Okay. So anyone who has above a 10 in passive perception, you would hear this almost sigh-like sound coming from the bottom of the stairs.
On a somewhat unrelated note, like, I don't know if this would trigger anything in me. My favorite enemy happens to be undead. So if this, like, if I recognize anything in this noise or this location that makes me sort of think it's undead, would I immediately sort of...
Without a roll, you can come up with, you know, a very few number of undeads that actually still breathe. That there's pretty much none. Vampires can if they want to. Like, some of the more mortal-like undeads can still somewhat mimic what they were doing in life, but this comes from a creature that is not only living, so not an undead, but also one who has a good set of lungs.
Do you
It's
guys
just,
want to
I
help
don't
me?
like tombs.
Then let's just cover it up, and we can go back to town and say we didn't find anything. This was a bad idea.
Oh, you mean what I said before you promised this mother the world and her children?
Listen, Mr. Fancy Man, you're the one who was parading her up and down the streets talking about how we needed a reward and blah blah blah. So I don't want to hear about it.
Speaking of that, do we just call you Fancy Pants, or do you actually have a name?
Yes.
Would you like to share with the class?
No, I think he's okay with Fancy Pants.
I do have
You
a name,
think it-
yes.
Well then, Fancy Pants, since you've been looking around so keenly, do you see any signs of the children?
What, you mean one of us would like to do the thing that we promised we'd come out here for?
Yes.
I literally was paying attention to the man being scried upon.
Ah, that's worrisome.
It's very worrisome.
Oh, it's not that big a deal. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
That's what's worrisome about it.
Help!
You know, him and his god, you know, that's the thing.
Yes.
Hello? And that's echoing from the hole.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yes, that sounds like we should just cover this up. Go
Yep,
back.
let's do it. Let's on the count of
no.
3 we'll all
Wait,
lift.
no, that's.
Was it a child's voice?
It sounded like a child voice, yes. However,
Okay, stop
I'm gonna
being-
ask everyone for an intelligence check.
That's
No, it's saving throw.
okay.
This would be the check.
14.
6.
14,
I
6.
don't know why.
5.
Are you?
Hey.
I'm on a 20 and it rolled over.
So, Elephine is the only one who correctly identifies the sound as being not that of a child. It's someone mimicking the sound of a child and doing it, okay-ish.
Guys, I don't think that's really a kid. I don't
Oh,
think
no,
it's
I
really a
heard
kid.
it. It sounded just
No,
like
No. You don't
There.
understand. If it were a kid, it would come up here, right? Like they were kidnapped. They would probably come up and see what's going on,
I don't,
especially
like
I
when
don't think they were
broken.
kidnapped.
No.
If their leg is broken in like 3 places, they're
then they'd probably be screaming, don't you think?
I'm hurt! I'm hurt!
See, it's hurt.
I still think we just cover it up and go away.
Okay,
Just-
so Sarakia at that point, as soon as she mentioned them being hurt and it mimicked her, she's like, maybe.
Mr. Fancy Pants, save us! Please!
Okay, yes, let us put the stone back.
Mr. Fancy Pants?
yeah, that's your name, right?
They say what you say.
Just come help me lift this.
The children would not know that your name is Fancy Pants.
Well, my name. Okay.
Unless they heard us talking. Maybe the acoustics are very good down there.
They are.
Is there like a stick or a rock or anything on the ground nearby?
Oh yeah, sure. Like, let's say when you toppled the men here over, like there were a few pebbles that came loose.
Cool. I would like to take one and sort of gently toss it down the stairs.
It goes talk, 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 talk.
See, proof it's not a kid.
Talk, 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 talk.
What does it prove?
Kid would throw it back.
I don't.
Trust me. Trust me.
Regardless, the children's tracks do come here.
All right, I'm not going first.
Okay. This falls upon me, I suppose, since you don't want to, and this is my town, so I will go. I'm gonna cast light on my mace and move down go down the stairs.
You start moving down the stairs. The stairs are wide enough to let a single person move comfortably. Medium-sized person. You could squeeze in and be two at a time, but it would sort of be a little difficult. As you go down, I would just like to know, if you're first, who's last?
I would be last.
Okay.
I would do it like an awkward standoff with Mr. Fancy Pants, like where we're both like standing at the top of the staircase and gesturing for the other one to go, but I'll give up pretty quickly and go first.
Okay.
And he doesn't do a lot of gesturing. He just sort of sits there with his arms crossed, waiting.
On brand.
I'll nervously check back over my shoulder to make sure that they're following me.
I'm following right behind Ethan.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Real
gonna
quick,
pat you on the
Simon,
head.
did you give me the actual stat block for the fox, or just the picture?
The fox? I would have probably just sent you the stat block, but you should have it if you search for the Arctic fox on D&D Beyond. I can also
Can you search for it on Roll20 as well?
I don't think so.
the Roll20 doesn't have, like, because it's the module, I don't think it has it. It might have it just for the DM only, but here it's on Zoom.
Okay, because it's not in actual. Oh, it's just regular fox. Oh, okay. Sarkia would kind of look at everybody, and these are people that she doesn't know. She doesn't trust them yet. She looks like she's weighing her options. Like she's not going forward yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm going last.
Hi, baby. Kitty cat.
Hello. He spent an hour
What is that?
sleeping on me. That's Athos.
Athos. Sorry.
Yeah, that's my familiar,
Yeah.
right?
She would look at Fancy Pants, since I can't call you by name yet. Would you be able to guard me for a moment?
He just sort of looks at you curiously.
If I'm not here, can you guard me for a moment?
Just continues to look at you curiously.
Sarkia sits down on the ground cross-legged, and little fox kind of wanders around her looking curious. Don't go down there yet. Is anybody actually down there yet?
Yeah, everybody else literally
yeah.
went down except
Oh, they
for
already
you.
went?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Have fun, y'all. And she just stands back up and says, well, I guess they didn't want to wait for help. And she kind of makes a clicking noise, and the fox jumps up on her shoulder, and they walk downstairs.
All right. Under the glow of the mace, you can see that after the first maybe 8 to 10 steps, the walls of this this staircase change from being natural rocks to actually carved reliefs on the walls. There's actual masonry. The place was built for a purpose. On the... Please don't step on my keyboard. On the walls, you would see carved into it humanoids. They look like humans. Battling winged creatures that come down from the sky. Here and there across the winged creatures, you can see that there are gashes. Someone or something decided to deface the artwork on the walls. The staircase will go down for 50 feet, 50 steps, before you hit the bottom. By the time you reach the bottom, you are far away from the sounds of town. And instead, just through these corridors, which I'll describe in a moment, you can, hear a low growl. And a kid just laughing. Tee-hee. To your... As you come down the stairs, you happen in a room. It's a fairly wide room. It's about 10 paces on each side. And across the room from you is a staircase leading downwards. And to your right, just almost immediately to your right as you come down, another staircase. These ones straight and not spiraling. The light of your mace lights up the staircase to the right, all the way down to its landing. It seems to lead to a small corridor. And you think in the dim light that you can see iron bars on what would be the left hand side of this corridor.
Oh, this is very strange, and I regret coming down here. Would someone like to lead the way? Oh, this...
I have dark vision, so I don't see anything a little bit further in the dark vision there.
Yes, I keep forgetting. Who has dark vision?
I think it's everyone but me.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't know that I do. Hold on.
I don't. Yeah, I'm
No.
human.
Janazi don't. That's true. Humans don't. I don't know for Goliaths.
We're gonna find out here.
Although if it's really dark, it would be kind of creepy because if you look at the portrait, her eyes glow like really faintly. Just not creepy at all. Nope.
It's just unfortunately not glowy enough to serve as a
Not
flashlight.
glowy enough.
I don't think that I have night vision.
Okay.
Or dark vision, rather.
So that would be only Ragnar.
Oh no,
So-
his fancy pants.
He's always
Yeah.
superior.
Mr. Fancy Pants, you can see deeper into the dark, even though most of your field of vision is blocked because of the level of those other rooms. But you can see, if you like bend over a bit and peer through each of the staircases, you would see that the one right across the entrance leads to a room with two big columns supporting the ceiling. It looks completely empty. There are no sound coming from that room, though the tee you heard earlier when you happened upon the last few steps of the staircase did echo louder from that room than the other room, which is a corridor with cells. You would notice with your dark vision, it's 60 feet, right?
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it goes all the way to 45. So the staircase on your right leads to a 25-foot long, 30-foot long, sorry, corridor with 6 cells, 3 on each side, like a jail, or more appropriately, a dungeon.
I don't really see movement in the cells. I only really see like black and white in dark vision, so I mean, I'm not going to expect to see a lot of color or such. So
No, there's none. You can't really see past the first cell because the other ones, they're basically in a like interval pattern. So it's like one on the left, then a little further one on the right, then a little further one on the left, further one on the right.
so they sort of cover each other a little bit, so it's hard to see through them past them. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be very hard for someone in one cell to see someone in another cell.
And I suppose if I make another survival check to look on the ground, there's no. I mean, I'm assuming the ground's got probably hard stones. There's not much of any of the trail left on the ground.
No, in fact, what little snow is on the ground came when you opened the hole. Otherwise, the place is pristine.
Figures. And then he will look back and forth and say, so, which direction do you all fancy?
I think it's worth bringing up. Did we know this was here, Etten? Is this part of the design of Dugan's Hole?
This? Wait, no. I don't know anything about this.
Then I think up. Up is out. Out is where we should go.
And you said we no longer hear the noises once we hit the bottom step? Like,
Well, there was just a quick laugh, and it came from beyond the room with the columns.
So I will just point out in that direction. Well, whatever it was wanted us down here came from over there.
Not that way then.
I don't know. This all seems very. Maybe we should go get help. Now that we know that this is here, we go get the rest of the townsfolk and bring them all down here.
Oh, the townsfolk. Yes.
Yes.
All of them?
Oh, sure, why not? The more the merrier, and then it'll be warmer down here because we'll all be close in.
Are you trying to start a cuddle pile?
I mean, if we come down here and we solve the mystery, and then maybe it's warmer, and then maybe we just stay.
This is a dungeon. It's not exactly known for its warmth.
It's warmer than it is up there. Just saying.
I wonder if they even knew this existed here.
Yes, I don't think anyone did.
No, in fact,
somebody
that's-
did, because they sealed it off.
Yeah, as far as you remember, Etten, you have never heard of a dungeon or even a tomb under these stones. These were always, the stones of Thrun were basically the Stonehenge of Dugan's Hole. The only reason why people would come to visit in the summer.
And it had been here for a long time.
Thousands of years.
As we're looking around, is there any way to gauge the age of this particular masonry and stonework?
You can, if you are proficient in mason's tools, or if you are proficient in history.
I am.
Anyone who is can try.
Nope, it's 9.
Even then, with a 9, you know that when they said thousands of years, they meant tens of thousands of years. This is a place that predates any settlers in the north.
This is uncharted territory. Oh, hello, hello.
So there's two directions, right?
Yes. The
If
cells
you don't
or
want
the
to go to the
room.
voice, there's always the cells. Which is what I would say towards the dark room that I assume nobody can see at the moment.
Oh, have you been down here before?
Yeah. Sadakia looks like she's been having a conversation with her fox, who looks rather adamant that he's comfortable where he is. But she looks like she's arguing with him. I'm gonna feel really bad if this goes bad. Oh. Okay, so she turns to Ragnar and says, same question.
Same question.
Can you protect me for a few minutes?
We would just sort of look around the rest of the group and be like, I mean, if they decide that they're going to rob you, I don't know if I could stop them.
Oh, I won't rob you. I promise. I'm good.
Etten, can I hold on to you for a minute?
Yeah, okay, but don't take any tufts of fur.
No, I don't.
It's common here.
Do people just pull out your fur?
They used to. They tried, yes. I let them for a while, but then I developed these bald patches, and it just wasn't unsightly, so I had to stop that.
What a terrible place this is!
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry.
I can't.
Thank you.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. All right. She's gonna unwrap the fox who has the claws in the coat. Like if you've ever seen a cat that you're trying to pull off something and it's just like not wanting to come off of you. She's like, just stop being a baby. And she puts it down on the floor and holds onto Etten's shoulder. And she just kind of looks at everything and goes, now this is gonna be weird. Just don't touch me. Which way
But you're touching...
Which
Oh,
way
yes,
would
okay.
you consider to be the one needing investigating Fancy Pants?
He just shrugs.
She looks at the others.
That way?
Do you want me to investigate the voice or the dungeon?
The noise.
I think Elise's suggestion is good.
And Eliza, for a second, almost reaches for a weapon underneath her coat, but then she changes her mind and starts looking around to see if she can find something else to use as a weapon.
There are a few sharp stones on the floor that were broke enough from where this relief was gouged. So you could, in a pinch, use that as a like improvised weapon.
Okay. She'll do that.
Okay. So
So you're muted.
Oh, I muted myself. Surprise. Sadkia holds on to Etten and looks down at the fox and she just says, I'll be right back. What did you say? The voice or the cells? Kelly forgot because she has no permanence.
Voice.
Thank you very much. So she holds on to Etten, looks down at the fox and kind of gestures towards the other room, and the fox starts to slink away, looking rather annoyed.
As it goes, I would like to pat it on the head and go, oh, go with the blessing of Lathander, and cast guidance on it.
Nice.
But that gives me what, an extra D4?
An extra
Yeah.
D4 to any skill check, yeah.
All right. So when the fox starts to get to the edge, the fox does have 60 feet dark vision, by the way.
Okay.
And advantage on perception checks that involve hearing. sound.
Okay.
So as the fox gets to the darkened part, Sarkia kind of goes away, and all you see is this. And she's just staring there while holding on to Etten.
This is strange.
What does she see?
The glow of her eyes recede and her eyes just flip over as the fox's eyes do the same, and there's a strange blue glow in them. You can now see from your fox's perspective. It's a long staircase that leads down into a wide room with 2 pillars holding on to the ceiling. Do you send the fox down the stairs?
He goes down the stairs very quietly.
Okay.
Quiet as possible.
Can you make a stealth check for your...
The only reason I stopped doing that is because I realized I was going to have to roll for the fox. Stealth, so depth.
Plus your d4.
That didn't plus my... Great! Yeah! It's everything I have... Whatever, I quit. I quit Dungeons and Dragons forever. So, yes.
A 7.
Fox is not. Go ahead. Tell me how my fox trips and falls.
By the way, the fox had a +5 in stealth. You just rolled dex.
Oh, in stealth? Where is it?
It's on the second part of the
okay,
sheet.
The
Yeah.
second, I didn't see. Alright, let's do that then. That's better.
So that's going to be a
better.
14.
14. Mm-hmm.
The fox goes down the steps, and at the bottom of which you happen on this wide room, 2 massive columns, and 5... I'll start with 5 alcoves that you can see very quickly. They're all about 5 foot wide. They're shaped like if anyone has played Skyrim, the Draugr alcoves when they stand up,
Ew.
but they're empty. Instead, where the head of a person should be is a large octagonal ruby, about this big. There's one in
Back-
each alcove.
Back holding on to Etten, Sadkia just goes, huh.
Ooh,
Is she okay?
I don't think so.
And the fox would continue on past the rubies for right now.
There.
To
Just imagine Etten patting her on the...
Oh yes, there. Don't die.
Ragnar would lift up her pack and look through some of her belongings. Just casually, like not even hiding it.
Would I notice that?
yeah, if he's doing it casually, I mean, yes.
I would walk over and swat him on the hand, trying to get him to drop it.
You are do you stop? Like, do you first, Helifine, do you hit him hard enough to force him to stop, or just to remind him to not to do this?
Well, I probably intended it to be more playful, but I'm also a Goliath, so probably a little harder than I really meant to.
You are being forcefully swatted away from the bag, Ragnar.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough to hurt you, but clearly Helifine does not want you to rummage through Sarkis'
And
belongings.
Sarkia just shakes her head to Ragnar, like, you know, that was a terrible job, type of thing.
I don't want anything in there. Just,
Stop looking through it then. It's not yours.
Yeah, I know. That's the idea.
Could I try and take it out of his hands and like hold it up in the air above his head so he can't get it?
Yeah, you'd have to, like, get the straps off of Sarkia's shoulders. But yes, you definitely can.
Or lift Sarkia up.
Yeah, I was just thinking like literally she's still attached to it.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
No, don't
The
do
problem
that.
is, would that wake me up?
No, it's
Let's
not
stay
enough.
Focused, you all.
It's though you hear there's a lot of echo in this place. So anything that you all say, and you couldn't know that ahead of time because none of you went, split the party and went to a different room. But you can hear them almost clear as day.
So is they're bickering over her pack. She kind of tilts her head at the same time the fox is tilting his head, and she just hisses at them through her teeth, like, stop it.
Oh, yes, don't do that. Oh, I don't know what she's doing, but she might be magical.
Yeah, stop it, Fancy Pants. And I'll, like, gently put her back down on the ground.
While this is happening, the fox would also notice, aside from the 5 alcoves, there are 2 exits to this room. One to the north, one to the south. The one to the north...
From the one to the north?
No, sorry, 3 then. You came from the west. So, to your left and to your right, if you will.
I came from the left and up and down.
Yes.
More exits.
Yeah. So, up is a staircase leading down. And, down, I guess, south, is a door. Just a smooth stone door with a sort of,
Oh my.
a keyhole carved within the door. And it's a large enough keyhole. It looks like it was made for a key the size of a human's hand.
Can the fox creep over and listen to see if there's anything in there?
Can the fox make me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh gosh. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, just explain to me on these stat blocks how I would do the saving throw. Is it just I roll there?
That would be the stat because the fox doesn't have any
Okay, that's what I thought. Right, because I'm just rolling just like Kevin.
The fox hears a voice. Well, you also hear it. And everyone else, because it echoes. It's a kid. It says, I'm down here. My leg is stuck under some rubble.
Which direction do I hear that from? Behind
The
door?
stairs.
Does it actually sound like a kid this time?
Oh, you recognize it still. It's not. It's someone mimicking the sound of a kid.
So the fox has advantage on hearing perception checks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think how this would work. Can the fox, especially since Sarky is piloting him at the moment, tell if the sound is actually where it appears to be coming from or echoing from somewhere else?
That would be perception with advantage.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see here. Perception with advantage.
You can just click twice in
why
quick
did you do
succession.
that? You went to the different page. It didn't want you to go to a different page. I wanted you to roll the thing. What does... Oh, do I still have that default?
Yes.
Oh, no. I do. Okay.
With a 13, the sound bounces off the wall on the staircase before coming into your, in your direction. So, the staircase that the fox sees going down probably curves past the reach of his dark vision, and whatever is beyond that corner is where the voice came from.
So the fox will hesitate by the door, but creep over to the staircase and try to go just to see around the corner to see if there's actually rubble down there.
The fox makes his way down and peek over to see the lone shape of a small humanoid. Oh, you have dark vision. Yeah, it's a blonde-haired kid. The same description that Finn's mother gave you of her daughter, of her son.
She's the only one who didn't get it because she was doing her thing.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
So
I bet I would be able to describe it to them.
yeah. So for everybody else, if you hear the description, that is the description of Finn.
All right, so
With his
in that
father's
case-
eyes.
In that case, well, does the child see the fox?
Nope. It's dark as hell.
Okay. So in that case, the fox will start creeping back over to where everybody is. And as he starts to come closer and closer, Sarkis blinks. Yeah, so there's an actual kid.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
I know that. We heard it.
No, but it's a real one. Or looks like a real one.
Right.
That's what I'm going to say. And she would give the
I don't like
description
this.
of Finn, of the child that she saw.
Oh,
Was
yes,
there
that's
actually
Finn.
rubble? I forgot to say. Was there actually rubble that was there?
Yes, you would see in front of the kid there is a. It's about the size of like 2 bricks. Like we're talking like modern day bricks. That were like piled one on top of the other. Not in a well done manner, like a well placed manner, like it was done on purpose. It looks like something got dislodged from the ceiling.
She would pass that information on, and then as the fox comes up and she picks it up to put it on his shoulder, she looks down and she's like, "Who moved my bag?"
It was him.
I told you I wouldn't be able to stop you if they were going to try to rob you.
Amateurs.
Oh,
Shouldn't
it
have
was him.
trusted any of you. Except maybe Etten. I'm still not sure if he's. Never mind.
I'm going to
Hey,
lean down
good.
real closer and go, all there?
Ooh.
And she'll kind of under her breath say to Ragnar, or we don't know Ragnar, or even just smart enough to know what's going on. So yeah, she would tell them that there. Oh, and there's also 5 giant rubies in a locked door.
Oh, it's quite something. We should definitely go get Finn and take him back to his mother.
Okay,
There were
but what
2
I heard
children.
definitely was not a child.
Oh, well, maybe you were mistaken because she saw a child and we heard a child.
Correction.
Well, there was a growl, so there's something else that's
I
not a
saw
child.
something that looked like it. I'm
Did you
really
see-
sorry. I'm really sorry. Scotty's in front of me and he just stretched his paws out and clapped them together and slapped himself in the face, and I had to stop and watch that for a second. My apologies. I saw something that looked like a child.
Well, if it looks like a child and it sounds like a child, it's probably a child.
It's definitely not a child.
Is anybody here good with locks?
Was it restrained? Was he hurt?
He looked like he was under some rubble, but it was hard to tell if he was actually under rubble or if he was behind it.
He was alive though.
He complained about his leg.
Did you mention locks?
Yeah, as she says that, Ragnar's going to see if he can lift anything out of her pack without her noticing.
Just leave me alone.
I'll try and
You-
steal from Ragnar while he's trying to steal from
I
Sarkia.
will see if I can percept that she's not. going to
Percept that, and then Justin percept Helifine. Well, Ragnar percept Helifine. So Helifine, sleight of hand. We're just gonna do a big sleight of hand. Human centipede.
So dirty 20.
But why is my? There we go. 14.
So none of you notice someone else fishing through your bag.
Okay, well, here's what you would find in there. Knock yourself out.
I mean, he's just literally pulling whatever the smallest thing is off the top.
I really hope that my ink bottle has opened and gets all over his feet.
Ink is expensive. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
But yeah, we'll say you grab like a small vial, Ragnar, and it's a small vial of ink. The roughly the size of those like miniature paint bottles for like Citadel or whatever.
Oh, there's like a million of them. He just hasn't bothered to paint the army.
Same.
So yeah, no, because when she says, "Is anybody good with Glocks?" he would. If she says, "Is anybody good with locks?" He would, take that out of her pack and then hold it up in front of her to give it back to her.
But then, what does Helafine fishes out of your bag?
Yeah, what is she fishing by? Because there's really not much in my bag other than
Incriminating
stuff.
evidence.
What is that supposed to mean? Oh.
I want to think that I took something huge.
I mean, he's mostly got like gear, so it'd be maybe something from out of his tinderbox or the like.
Or do you have rations?
Yeah, one of his rations.
Yeah, you get like a quarter of a cheese wedge.
Okay. I'll do the same thing. I'll kind of pull it out and just hold it up and look really smug.
Sakya tried.
Sarkia, I can't hear you. You're muted.
Sarkia tries to snatch it back. She says, "That's expensive."
Well, does it answer the question?
Do you want this back?
He's
gonna
gonna turn
pull a
around to
fish
look at
hook
you
out
and
of
the
my-
cheese and be like, "What? Are you hungry?"
What did Ed?
No, I thought we were.
What did
showing-
Ed do?
I'm gonna pull a fish hook out of my pocket and hold it up. Ooh,
Are we having show and tell?
hey, I don't know. I think so. She's showing her cheese, and he's showing his ink.
No, I'm showing his
No,
cheese.
that's my ink. Oh.
I mean, if you wanted to borrow some rations, you could have asked.
No,
Yeah,
I. Look, I'm good at. You know what? And I'll throw the cheese at him and walk towards wherever the locked door is.
Elisa finds this all very entertaining.
Yeah, the monks back in Candlekeep are very rigid and stoic and not fun. This is the complete opposite of what you were used to back home. Halifine is...
Fancy Man is going to wink at Elize because he sees her off to the side and, just enjoying herself.
Halifine, you walk down the stairs to that big room with the two pillars. Like I said, 5 alcoves. So 3 on the wall in front of you. 2 on the wall on each side of where you came in. Each alcove has a big octagonal ruby set in it. And to your right, on the wall to the right, which would lead south, is the stone door. Otherwise, on the opposite end is another staircase that leads down. The 2 massive pillars are similarly carved in these patterns of flying creatures attacking humans, though you do notice that each of the human who are firing like javelins, you suppose, or arrows maybe at the flying creatures, each one of them has a... because there's a bit more details on this one. Horned helmets. They're all more or less dressed the same, so that could be like part of an army or something.
The winged creatures.
Mhm.
Would I recognize them? Like, do they look like griffins? Because I know culturally that's something
Oh.
I would have had some experience.
Yeah, you would know griffins at a sight. No, these actually would require a history check.
Oh, okay.
Because they're not the best, the best carved thing.
Oh, I don't know shit.
Anything I would have known from the books that,
That's true. You can make a history check. I'll say with advantage. because of the time you spent studying history.
Heliphine would approach the first door she saw too.
Okay. It doesn't tell you anything, Alice.
With advantage. Oh, advantage.
Oh yeah, no. When you roll, it rolls automatically with.
I just forgot
No, that's okay. It might be, honestly, the feeling that you have is that it might be something local, like part of the prehistorical events that occurred in Icewind Dale, which is why you might not have read of it in Candlekeep. But the creatures do remind you of crude drawings of dragons. Elephine, you get to the massive stone door.
I didn't bring my lockpick with me, but I'm not about to be shown up. I do have my glassblower's tools, and I have to imagine that at least one of them is small enough that I could try and use it to wedge into the lock and use it like a lockpick.
Well, like I said, the lock is massive on this door.
So then it wouldn't have to be super small even.
No.
Like
No, you
like
could...
a big pen.
You could almost pick this lock with a dagger. Or a letter
Then
opener.
yeah. I'll pull one of the darts out of my bun and try and jimmy it open with that.
Alright. I would need to know, what is your alignment?
I am
And if
forgetful.
you don't want to say out loud, you can send it to me privately.
That's not an alignment. That's a condition.
I am lawful neutral.
You put your hand in the keyhole, start fiddling around, and you realize as your darts scrape the end of it, and then the sides, and then the top and the bottom, it's just a hole shaped like a keyhole. There's no mechanism in there. But you did feel like something briefly touched your hand. Like someone went for a handshake and then just removed their hands at the last minute when you put your hand in the keyhole.
Is the door still locked?
Yes.
He said yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes? Okay,
Yes. Yes.
sorry. I didn't hear anything.
Which
I
is
was
also
waiting. I
what-
thought we had some build-up going.
That's also what
I'll-
Fancy Man says behind you. Is the door still locked?
Yeah, it's jammed shut. I don't think that thing's ever opening. Clearly, no one's opened it in a really long time.
Would you like me to give it a go?
Yes, I think she would.
Yeah, I probably loosened it for you. Maybe it'll be easier.
Oh, that's very good.
What is Alice's what's Alice's alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
You put your hand in the hole, and again you feel like someone is touching, prodding your hand. And exactly like Heliphine, you move your tools around to realize that there's nothing but stone in here. There is no mechanism.
Whoa, did you feel that too?
Yeah, I told you. Door's broken. Lock's broken. Not opening.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. Did you feel that weird hand action?
Yeah, I figured it was just a breeze or my imagination. Or
I am so glad I'm not playing a bard right now.
It's so weird, and it's not even a lock. I've never seen a lock like this. It is a hole with something creepy inside trying to fill me up.
Okay, well we don't know that. It could just be our imagination.
Why are we? The child wasn't behind this door.
You started this.
From behind.
I didn't start.
From behind them, sure, what's my name? Sarkia says, no, the child is that way.
Yes, that's what I thought. But it
Okay,
wasn't.
then why'd you come over here?
You
It is more interesting than one of you guys' backpack you're carrying, for sure. But
Well, you were so good at stealing my ink, Fancy Pants. Why don't you give the door a go?
yeah, get some hand action.
That was a demonstration. I gave you back your ink. I have no use for
Ah.
it.
What
Are
you
afraid?
good for? You don't actually protect people. You don't pick locks, apparently. Is it just the wardrobe? Is that all?
Been patronizing quite a bit, to be honest.
Well, I am very, very good at that. He is gonna like, as he like says that and mumbles past them, he's just gonna sort of like touch the door, you know, sort of like get a feel for like the the door and like brush his hands over that and the lock to see what everybody is talking about.
What's your alignment?
Now you're
His
screwed.
alignment is lawful evil.
You
Yeah, I've been waiting for that one.
You put your hand on the door. It's a solid door made of stone. It is cold. You put your hand in the keyhole. It's solid stone and it's cold. There's nothing. Not even a feeling of touchy-feely. Nothing.
Not worthy for the
You get no action, sir. Not
No
today.
hand action for you.
Yeah. So after a second, he's just gonna be like, yeah. So well, once you're down in a creepy hole, I suppose hyperactive imaginations will take over.
So,
But-
so what was that? I'm sorry. The door's open now?
No,
you
the
did
door's
such a good job?
The door's just a door, but we have a child. I thought.
Yes, Etten will have been bouncing on the balls of his toes this whole time. Like, we should, the child.
So is Etten? Etten looks nervous, I assume, at this point.
He always
Yeah.
looks nervous so far, though, right?
So
Not when I was greeting people.
yeah. One second, I have to look something up. Continue real quick. I forgot to look this up.
Etten, would you like to try it? Since you're from here, maybe
The door? No, I want to. The child. He was trapped in. Hello.
Oh, okay. Okay. Where was the child?
See, at that point, I would just sort of pound one hand on the door rather loudly and just shout, "Finn!"
Oh, I can. Okay.
There is no sound.
Oh, that's not good. The child has stopped speaking. Oh.
Wasn't
Yes.
a child. I'm gonna say it again.
The fox crawls
Oh,
from
God.
Sarkia's shoulders up onto Etten's shoulders and wraps itself around his neck, kind of like a
Scarf.
Oh, constrictor.
no, it's like a comforting weight. She's just like carrying him around his neck now.
A thunder vest.
And yeah, he's a thunder vest. And
This is
Sarkia
nice.
just kind of looks over with really big eyes and she goes, "You traitor." And the fox looks very smug and just like snuggles down into Etten's
Hello.
fur.
I told you I was very popular in the cuddle pile. Oh, this is nice.
Oh, I forgot the other child's name already too, but I'd shout her name out as well because it was Finn and his sister who were both missing.
Yes. Her name is Silja.
Silja.
I have to.
So yeah, I would shout out Finn and Silja.
I don't
And
think
sort
we
of
should be
await a response.
shouting. Could you keep it down?
But it's the same result. There is no sound as you pound the door, and
Wait, so there's nothing answering from that door to the
No, I'm not trying to answer for the door. I'm just pounding on the door to sort of
No,
make
no,
more
I'm
noise.
saying because it's echoing, the kid should be hearing us if he's right up that stairwell.
oh yeah,
That is
definitely,
what I'm assuming. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
And
But there's no
nothing
sound.
from- So Sarkia just kind of says, if he's supposed, well, he was right up there, and she kind of gestures towards the stairwell, and he was actually in trouble. Don't you think he'd be shouting?
Told you it
not
was
if
a
he-
kid.
He sustained a head injury. I've seen it many times.
He did
He
not
was
have
just
a head injury.
talking.
Up to this point, Elisa was very entertained and taking it chill. All of a sudden, she goes, "I'm bored. let's go. And like not even waiting for anybody else, she just heads toward the child.
What? What?
All right.
I have to go with her. She can't see in the dark.
The fox makes a little humph noise at you,
Oh, there.
as if it's in it. Well, it was agreeing with you.
I trail behind Etten because I too cannot see in the dark.
That leaves Sarkia and Ragnar.
Trying to speed him up a bit.
All right.
I mean, I'm the only one who can see in the dark, so Sarkia shouldn't be hanging out with me.
Well, I can still follow Etten's.
Yeah. I want to know if Sarkia and Ragnar follow suit as well.
She just kind of looks at him.
You're muted.
She's also muted.
Yeah. She looks at him and she kind of narrows her eyes. No, really, what's your name?
He will get very, very, very close. Go to whisper in her ear.
Yeah.
And then see if he can palm something into her pocket.
Why did I marry you?
You want to palm something of yours in her pocket?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you're giving me something?
Yeah, he's giving you something.
I don't want anything from you.
It's giving you anxiety.
I mean, that's 15 years worth. 13 to his 13.
You actually feel the weight. Well, I don't know how heavy what you're putting in her pocket is.
Just a small silver piece.
Okay. Yeah, so you feel a bit of weight in your pocket as you see his hand retracts from the pocket itself.
And I will say, you're going to miss the light. And then I step past her into the dark.
She just sighs and takes the coin out of her pocket and flips it and puts it in her coin pouch. And follows Etten's light.
You make your way down the stairs. Like I said, at some point, about 60 feet off. And those stairs aren't very steep, so it's a very low descent. Etten, you would realize that by this point, you should be under or very close to the lake. If we were on the map, on Dugan's Holes map, let me just get mine to make sure I got the right place. That's north. So, you'd be about here.
Yeah.
By the time you are done walking down both sets of stairs and you happen upon this vast, empty room, at the end of which is a small child holding his knee, his left knee, and he looks up at you. He says, "Oh, you're here. Good." As it turns into a massive white dragon. And we're gonna go on break.
Whoa.
And we'll be right back.
Told you it wasn't a child.
How's that for a break?
Apparently, Simon just didn't like this campaign. He was like, you know what? We'll just end it in 2 episodes. It's fine. We'll just have a dragon in his basement.
After
and-
art.
It's crazy how there could be dragons and dungeons in this game.
I have never actually
I see what you did.
I have never actually faced a dragon in a dungeon, and my mother watched my episodes of one campaign, and she's like, "I'm very confused. There's 6 episodes in, and I haven't seen a dragon or a dungeon." And I'm like, "Mom, it doesn't actually."
It never happens. But we'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're just taking a short break. I'm in need of caffeine. Y'all are probably in need of something to drink, something to snack on, maybe stretch your legs, and we'll be right back as we roll initiative when we come back.
Woohoo.
Oh no!
Fighting with a rock.
And we are back. And as I said earlier, please everyone, roll for initiative.
Oh no.
15.
17.
10.
15, 17, 10.
You're
My
muted.
thing takes forever, so I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, I had an 8.
8!
Oh, this one is a straight d20, so... 2! Alright, so... the creature rises up to its full height. It is about... the size of a very big horse. Talking like a Clydesdale. It unfurls its wings, and as it rises up to its full height, you can see that there is still a good 2 or 3 feet before it hits the ceiling. For those of you with dark vision, you would also notice that behind the dragon, in a corner of the room, lies a small door. We're talking like almost like a crawl space.
Oh,
It
hello.
is currently closed. So who rolled? Who had 17? My apologies.
That was me.
That was you.
Etten.
So please, Etten, go right ahead. It rose up as it said, "Brr, I don't remember what I said before break."
Nah.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I'm going to greet it.
Yeah, I don't think it's greeting us, Ray.
Oh. And you know what? I'm gonna cast detect magic. I
What?
recognize that this may be a poor move, but
Are you
I think Etten's just gonna try and figure out what's going on. Oh, hello,
doing?
dragon.
The entire dragon glows. It is an illusion.
And I know that it is an illusionary school of magic.
Yeah, without... well, I mean, you don't know it's illusion unless you focus on it, so that would be taking your whole turn. But even without knowing, like, focusing on it, I mean, the entire dragon is magical. Every fiber of its being is magical.
Which is unusual and
Very
Etten would know that.
unusual. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sadikia would be very interested in that, just saying.
Yeah, but I don't know if Etten's smart enough to relay that.
That's a fact.
he's pretty dumb.
Poor Ed. He's not that dumb.
Well,
Yes, he is.
He's pretty dumb. I'm gonna once I cast the detect magic and see that it is just very okay, I'll just walk towards the door.
No! What are you doing? Don't you dare! And the dragon is about to swipe. Since we're still, like, in initiative, you would notice that the dragon is going to swipe at Eden as he's casually walking to the end of the room.
It's okay there, folks.
Next up would be, I think it was Heliphine.
Yep, I had a 15.
Yeah.
Well, with Etten sort of teeter-tottering down the hall towards the dragon, I'm gonna go double smack the magic.
Smack the magic dragon.
Smack the magic dragon.
It's my favorite song.
You rush up to the dragon and give me your attacks.
That's a 21,
That definitely hits.
and the other one's only a 14.
That misses. So as you punch it, you notice that its skin is you've never punched a dragon before. That's hard. That's steel hard. Nevertheless, with the first punch, the scales shatter and you hit something smushy behind it. Roll for damage.
Gross. 7.
All right, 7 points of damage. Next would be both Alice and... Oh, no, wait, sorry. Would be Mr. Fancy Pants, Ragnar.
So how far away is this door here?
Oh, yeah, I forgot the dimensions of the room. The room itself is 30 feet long, so the door is at the 30th feet. The dragon is occupying most of the space, but you can walk next to it.
Honey, I love your beard, but that's all we're seeing right now.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
saying.
I can
Well,
try
I
to.
stole your familiar, so I can do whatever I want.
You did steal my familiar. You absolutely stole him.
Well, he's going to be shouting, and then turn to the others, is he soft in the head? And then, but seeing that someone else is distracting the dragon, yeah, he is going to run towards Etten.
And the dragon again says, "No! No!"
And then it's just like a free action to just randomly ask Etten, what are you doing?
I'm pretty sure this isn't real.
You don't say. This isn't the dragon, or you walking.
The dragon, he's pretty magical.
I
Pretty
am
sure
real.
I'm pretty sure it's not real.
I am.
Just come on, I'm gonna go to the door.
Don't open the door.
Well, I mean, if the dragon shouts, "Don't open the door," and Etten thinks it's not real, and I still have movement left, I mean, I would just.
Oh, what's
kick into
your
the door.
move speed? Is it greater than 30?
I mean, it's base 30, right? So
Yeah.
if I spend all of my movement to then just run to the door, or all of my actions to just run to the door.
Yeah. So both you and Etten would be next to this. The door is about 1.5 feet tall by roughly 1 foot wide.
So I would definitely look to Etten and be like, how are you? Like, I would just not impolitely just be like, you are not here.
What? No, I'm right here.
Is it a free action to open the door, or like push on it to see if it's locked?
You can kick it, but that would be the last of your action. Whoa, webcam.
Sorry, the dog. Her familiar is sabotaging me.
But yes,
Steal
you
my
can.
shit.
You can kick the tiny door open, but then that would be Alize's and Sarkia's turn.
Yeah, no. If he doesn't want us to open it, then he will kick the door open just while looking at it and like, I don't know how you're gonna get in here, and then kick the door open.
And Alize and Sarkia.
You said it was how big, the door?
2 feet tall by 1 foot wide.
Sarkia's going to notice that Fancy Pants just kicked the door in, and you
More
see,
like a hole, really, not even a
Yeah,
hole.
it's.
thanks to my familiar deciding that Etten is extremely cuddly, Sarkia's eyes just roll back in her head again, and the familiar jumps off of Etten and
Oh, goodbye.
walks through the door.
Ah, shit.
Poor Simon.
You see as you walk to the other side of this door, sort of curled up on a pile of pebbles and stones, you notice this creature, this iridescent lizard. In fact, let me put it up on the it's on the Legend Keeper for all of you to notice, to see.
Quick question.
Huge.
Where is it, by the way?
It's under the name Thrune, you know, whose stones were...
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. No, that's Ragnar's journal. I don't see it. Heck.
It's under NPCs.
Please.
It's this small lizard with a bluish silver skin that is almost translucent. It is devoid of scales, and its big eyes betray a sense of wonder and amazement at everything around him, while
Now,
thinly
Go ahead.
veiling his superiority complex.
Because Kelly honestly doesn't know, can the wizard speak through its familiar?
Let me check.
I honestly don't know.
I
thought I could,
don't
but I
remember. Let's see. Find familiar. That's a spell. Familiar.
Hear what it hears. You're deaf and blind with regards to my own senses. It doesn't say.
I think you're
That's-
limited by its senses in that regard. So like,
Yeah. So it's only sight and sound. The fox would still just make fox's noise, and I don't know what the fox says. So.
There's a whole song about that.
And how far is it to the door?
Oh, it's a small alcove. It's like 5 feet by 5 feet at most.
So Sarkia will just walk to the door. Because the fox really just jumped down off of Etten.
Yeah.
So she'll just blink, and the fox will kind of circle around to the side of the lizard. And Sarkia will go, and if she can make it through the door by, like, wiggling through, that's fine. If not, I'll stand outside. She's human. She's about 5'9".
Well, you wouldn't be able to wiggle into the hole.
Okay. So she'll just crouch down in front of the hole.
you're in front of the hole with everybody else at the moment, which is
Yeah, but
quite the party.
Getting crowded.
She will have pushed you out of the way, definitely.
Halifine's just like frantically gesturing at the dragon while all of you guys are paying attention to this hole.
And once the fox goes in, the dragon disappears.
Oh.
Ah! I did it!
Good job! I'm so proud of you.
And a grumble, a low grumble, like an angry cat purring, comes from that tiny creature. It says, "Alright, you got me." Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta finish my turn.
We're out of combat though. There's no turn.
Yeah, so Sarkia crouches down in front of the door and tilts her head, and in Draconic says to the lizard, "Well, how did you get in here?"
How did you get in here? He replies in Draconic,
You belong with the ranger, honestly.
"I've been in prison."
You're imprisoned. Why are you imprisoned?
What? And he looks at the fox.
The fox sniffs him and then, like, sticks out his tongue and tastes the lizard's head. Just like, bleh.
The lizard waddles out of the hole and looks at.
Sarkia is just like sitting down in front of the hole. So
There's this small lizard that you can all see now. Looks at all of your ankles. Like, there was a day where you would have feared me.
have you seen a mirror lately?
I figure I know what I look like now.
You're very cute.
I'm very naked, you mean?
You're cute. The fox is coming up behind him and like nuzzling up against him at this point.
No, just I am a mighty destroyer of empires.
What is your name, mighty destroyer of empires?
Ragnar does not like talking to things at his ankles, so he's going to pick it up by the scruff of his neck and
Oh.
hold it up.
Hey! No!
Don't. Oh.
So, what exactly is going on here?
He says.
Put me down.
He says he's trapped.
Where is the children?
Yes. Where are the children?
I was getting to that, but you picked them up.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, you want to know where the children are?
Yes.
Oh.
I do.
Please.
Oh, and I want out. You see where I'm going there, right?
No.
Every adventurer wants to make a pact with a big bad dragon. Well, you're my adventurers, and I'm your big bad dragon. How about that?
Are you though?
I am.
Yeah.
You see, sweetheart, you're not really in a position or shape to be impressive about the whole pact thing.
Oh, I don't know. Size isn't everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Ed when he
Yeah,
says
he's like
that.
7
'cause
feet tall.
It'll just be like,
Halifine is gonna kind of like trot over to where you guys are at this point because she was a few yards away.
Mhm.
Guys, did you see it? Did you see? I explained the. What is that?
this is your mighty dragon.
No,
Sarkia stands
I
up and
slayed
very
that.
gently takes the thing away from Ragnar.
You punched my stuff.
She's like, now, what is
Yeah.
your name?
I am the mighty Thrune, destroyer of the Astorian Empire, and that would remind Alize.
Sorry.
Alize, you read about the Astorian Empire. A mighty empire of giants that came to war with the dragons about 25,000 years ago.
Whoa. That was you?
Yeah. I'd like to say it was all me, but there was a bunch of us together. A lot of mistakes were made.
They describe you very differently.
I was at my prime. Now look at me.
Yeah, look at you.
They-
Where are the children?
Wait, I have to hear more about this.
All right, go right ahead. I will do one of these things where I'm just like holding him under my arm while he talks to Alize.
Should put that down. You don't know where it's been.
My fox licked it. It's probably fine.
Yeah, I'm kind of clean. I remember when I bathed last.
Ragnar, in the meantime, is pulled together some stuff out of his pack to start a fire, and is sparking together a little bit of one in the off to the side here while everyone's talking.
Oh no, don't do that. Not tonight. And I will stamp out his fire. We must make a sacrifice tonight. Remember, no warmth. Sorry.
Some of us are hungry, and then he'll stand up and look directly at the dragon. And I haven't had dragon before.
Oh,
Oh.
I'd like to just sort of like lean over to Eden and say, "He looks cold. You should help him."
Sarkia,
you're
as soon as
cold.
Ragnar says that, she kind of like hurls him into her coat like this. She was like, "Go away."
I
He's
will
talking.
attempt to wrap Mr. Fancy Pants in a very large, furry hug. Come here. If you are cold, I'll warm you. I'm very good in the cuddle pile. You just continue your conversations. We'll warm up over here.
I mean, he'll just stand there and take it, but he'll be like, "My furs are very warm."
Yes, they are.
I said, hungry.
Oh, where's the cheese?
So Alize seems to even forget about the children. She's very interested about the history and what this little lizard has to say about that. So she pulls out a parchment and like tries to sketch as he talks. But then, she just crumbles it, throws it away, and just she attentively listens and not worry about keeping notes.
All right. Then you would know, and I'll paraphrase it because this whole story, and let me know if there's anything that you want to do in the meantime, but it would take about a half hour to go through everything.
He's not gonna. Ragnar is polite enough to be there for a few moments with, Etten, but he will definitely be like, yes, no, thank you, and then pull away from Etten.
Hold on. We didn't even get to the best part.
So, Thrun used to be a powerful, according to him, alright? Everything I'm saying is according to him. A powerful dragon sorcerer during the 1,000-year war against Astoria. Near the end of the war, he was cursed by Yalanis, the giant goddess of mercy, redemption, and forgiveness. She took everything from him. His spells, his scales, and most of the potency of his draconic blood. Which is why, instead of gaining in size over the last millennia, he's been shrinking. And she entombed him here once she made sure that he could not grow out of this place. And she devised a clever trap to keep him inside, under the stones of Thrun, in what will become eventually Dugan's Hole. All of the steps are 8 inches high. And he can only jump up to 6.
He's the size of our dog, basically.
No.
Yeah, he's
There would
this
be
big.
a point in that story where Ragnar is definitely laughing far harder than you've probably seen him show emotion at any point before now.
Oh, that is most devious.
Sarkia gives, she's making little tut-tut noises and, reassuring him in Draconic that it's very, very sad.
Aliza respects it. She feels bad about it. She wants to help the little lizard.
So he's been, and that's the other half of his story, he's been whiling away the time using what few draconic powers he has left, which he's currently running out of. But he started as out of boredom, scrying over the people of Dugan's Hole. Watching them like one would watch reality TV. Except that he tried to get people to come here. And he never could. He almost succeeded with the kids. But the kids
What do you mean
weren't...
by almost?
They were too small and puny to push the stone out of the way.
So where are they?
They, escorted out of town.
Escorted?
But hold on. Wait, you said that they couldn't move the stone, so they couldn't save you, so it's a good thing I knocked it over then.
Oh, absolutely! I would have killed you last.
That's somehow not very comforting. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Carry on.
A pair of wolves. I've seen them before. I don't scry on them much because they don't do much aside from eating and shitting. But yeah.
What did I do?
So the children are eaten.
No.
Gone.
No.
He said escorted, that's different.
The wolves brought them out of the range of where I can scry. But they didn't seem to want to eat the kids. They didn't act like regular wolves. They acted more like, what you call them, con artists.
Corn?
On artists.
Like shapeshifters? Like they're not really wolves?
Never seen wolves like that before. They had your eyes, though. And he points to Sarkia.
Sarkia, do you know more about this than you're letting out?
No.
Would I know offhand, due to the description and everything that had been mentioned before, that that's the description of the frost wolves?
Yep, blue eyes, intelligent, able to speak.
Larger than the
Larger,
others.
yeah. Those are winter wolves.
What would wolves
Except-
want with children?
Except there's one thing. Winter wolves don't know how to speak.
Did they speak?
Yeah, sorry if I skipped it. He described them as talking the kids out of the village.
Oh yeah, you just said escorting. So.
Yeah.
Which direction did they go?
Southwest.
Southwest.
Wait. She looks over at Ragnar. How long have you been sitting on that?
Oh, what? You mean the job we originally were supposed to do before someone knocked over the entrance to a tomb to a tiny
To
lizard?
rescue this brave soul.
A mighty dragon.
She Sarkia lifts up Thrun and she's like, "What's behind that door?
What's behind what door?
The one that won't open upstairs."
Remember what I said about the stairs?
Oh yes.
So, what door?
We'll deal with that later.
Ragnar will grab him roughly out of her hands and just stalk out of the room to go upstairs.
No, it's mine.
Bye.
Oh, wait.
And she-
Where are you bringing me?
None of
After.
yours.
She
You
runs
are
after him.
disrespectful.
It's like, come on. You wanted to see how time has passed.
Whatever your name is. Stop being mean to my dragon.
He's gonna look down to Thrum in his hands and be like, wow, your dragon.
I'm no
I
one's
lost
property.
victim.
Thank you.
That's how it works.
And
I'm my own person.
No, I understand that. I mean, I found you.
Well, I found him.
But,
Well, no, you found the door.
Yes.
well, technically, by that account, she punched a stone.
That's true.
Yeah.
You punched the. Yes, true. Oh gosh.
but when I get upstairs, I am just gonna take the little dragon and I'm just going to not unkindly sort of chuck him down in front of the, the door that isn't open and be like, here. And then wait for everyone else, who I assume is sort of, walking quickly behind me.
He looks at the door and then just puts a paw on it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a door. And it's made of stone.
I don't think he knows anything.
He's
Yeah.
very wise.
At this point, Sarkia will come pick him up, and she's opened her backpack,
I
so
can
she kind
walk.
of sticks him
What?
in the top of her backpack, so that he's just like looking over her shoulder. She like tightens it enough so he's in there. Like one of
I
those cat backpacks.
feel both humiliated and comfortable.
It's very comfortable. There's like a bedroll in there.
Yeah, Alize, it doesn't sit right with Alize.
But otherwise, he can't get out of here.
I think you found the person willing to sign your pact there. Thrum.
Thrun.
Throne. The back of the throat. Back of the throat. Throne.
Thund, yes.
Alize, do you want him? Would you like to make a pact with him?
It's not about wanting him.
No, the pact, I mean. Do you want to make that pact? I mean...
I don't think that's a good idea. That doesn't-
Well, but he already told us where the children were.
Yeah, we should go.
We should let her out.
I mean, I'm carrying him out.
But in a backpack, that's disrespectful of his.
Can't walk up the stairs.
Yeah, he can't walk up the stairs. That's why I carried him by the back of his
should
neck.
we throw him up the stairs?
No.
Ragnar
No.
He's a
offers.
dragon. He can fly.
Carrying him.
He cannot fly.
I don't have my wings anymore.
Do we know that
Shoot.
for sure?
Should we let him out?
I
Yeah.
He tries to point to his back. His wings gone.
Okay, you have
So
a
we're-
point.
So Ragnar just is like all loud, like, so this door was added after you were put in here.
Did they build all this on top of you?
Details are fuzzy. But I was brought down here. I was slightly bigger than this. And then shoved into the tiny room. I was too big to get out of the tiny room as they just boxed me in. And then she left. I mean, if I know anything about what's her name again? About Yalanis, is that this door is another test of hers or whatever. Ooh, rubies.
Ooh,
Yes, I
rubies.
think maybe we shouldn't touch those.
The rubies or the door? Because the door was fine despite you and your spooky visions.
You know who else was being held in these dungeons?
Not the kids that we're supposed to be looking for.
Oh no, the kids aren't here.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
need
no,
to
sure.
work on your voice.
Why?
It's not.
Not consistent? No, it's not.
No, it's not consistent.
Is the door? The children are behind this door? And
No, the children are upstairs
Oh.
and outside Etten.
Etten touches the door.
yes, I will rap on the door.
What's your alignment?
Behind here.
What's your alignment, Etten?
Exact opposite of me.
Yes, it's not good.
Lawful good.
The moment you touch the door, it opens. It
see, I
swings
can pick
open
them up.
so fast that you almost you have to recoil, otherwise the door was gonna slam you across the face.
Oh, I apologize. I'm neutral good, not lawful good.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's the good part.
Okay.
Oh, it's a cupboard on the other side.
The what?
A cupboard.
Oh, cupboard.
There are a few shelves, almost devoid of stuff. The only things that are left were, it seems like they were put there on purpose. One shelf on the right side. Oh, and by the way, all these shelves are at knee height
Hand height.
for a human. There are 3 vials on one side, 3 vials on the other. So to the left, 3 vials. To the right, 3 vials. To the back of the cupboard, 3 vials. And at the center of the cupboard, down on the floor, is a small medallion bearing it's a small silver medallion in the shape of a garland of flowers.
So it has a symbol of flowers on it. It's not made of flowers.
It is not made of flowers.
May I, can Sarkia look in and see if she recognizes the symbol?
Anyone looking can try a religion check.
Hmm.
When the door swings open, we have a moment of shock, right? I guess. Well,
Yeah.
And then, oh look, there's a shiny piece. I'm just gonna reach in and grab it.
No!
You pick it up. It is very cold in your hand, but nothing bad happens.
Okay, good. I'll show it to Sarkia since she. Oh look, it's pretty.
Yeah, I got a 13 on, because even with proficiency, a 13.
13 and 15 for Alizé. You would, especially with the story he told earlier, kind of narrows down the pantheons. This is a symbol of Yalanis, the giant goddess of mercy, redemption, and forgiveness. And as he sees it, he just mutters something in Draconic under his breath.
What does he mutter?
Are these glass bottles? Are they human-sized or giant-sized? Like, how big are these?
They're all shot glass sized.
Okay. And
Um,
then Ragnar will just sort of just heave them all into like the confines of his thing. As he's just going to look them over later. He's just like, they don't look well. I don't know what they look like at the moment.
so yeah,
As long as they don't look cracked. Like they
no,
can
no,
see,
no, no, no. They're in good condition,
Yeah, he doesn't want anything leaking on his.
and
Yes.
none of the liquids inside have become solid.
I
And
would grab the medallion.
I think Etten has it.
Oh, Etten has it? Sorry.
So yeah, he mutters under his breath in Draconic, her again. It's always a freaking test. I said it's always a test.
It's usually a test. Yes.
Did we pass the test? I found the medallion.
Yeah, you did. That means you embody her values or whatnot.
Oh, yay!
I'm gonna hold up one of the vials that's like put it away in my, in my pockets here. Be like, is it a test or is it more of a larder? And then I'm just.
Can we go outside now? I can almost feel the cold wind of Icewind Dale on my back.
Sure, but how high up is the rubies from at the top of the
They would be at the height of a human's head.
So I would like to use just step on one of the shelves a little bit to get a little bit of boost and see if I can bane out one of the, just to test it to see how loose they are in their fittings, to see if I can knock one of them out.
Sure. I will ask you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no, it's not a dex saving throw. Sorry, you don't need to roll. I need to roll. So as you fiddle with the ruby, it glows a bright red and does a projectile. A firebolt hits you on a 13.
What?
Yeah, do I hit you on a 13?
Oh, no.
So you dodge out of the way as the ruby glows and a fiery projectile flashes out of the ruby and lands, splashes on and just turns to sparks and ash.
I would drop back down and be like, oh! Okay.
What are you shooting at?
No.
Serves
no.
you right.
One of those doors. So it's a
What do
good
you
thing
mean
you
one
didn't,
of those doors?
fiddle with the lock.
Oh, but there are no other doors. They're just alcoves, and the rubies are set inside each alcove.
I did tell you not to touch them.
Well,
Maybe that was a bad one. Try another one.
I mean, this is the closest one to your height. Besides, I don't need rubies that bad. And they're just gonna turn on his tail and be like,
Do
so...
I believe him?
I mean, Ragnar.
He was the only one who promptly paid for his room, while the rest of you did try to haggle.
But would you... The size of each of these rubies is thousands of gold piece worth.
I mean, where's he gonna get the time to sell that, is what he's thinking in his head, really. He's like, yeah, but then I gotta carry it around, and then,
I just want to know how much of his attitude right now is sour grapes over the fact that he almost just got filleted in the middle of a hallway.
He's very annoyed by it, but he's also not that surprised, because like he said, he's like, oh yeah, stupid trapdoor. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Everything in this dungeon is awful, so yeah, no, that makes sense. Stupid little dragon, stupid little illusion, stupid no kids.
You're a whiny baby.
Everything about this dungeon has been not anything.
Sarkia,
That is not
turns.
true. We met one of the most mighty beings.
A very mighty being who is hiding in a backpack right now.
Yeah, Sarkia turns to
not
Thrun
hiding.
and is like, in Draconic, he doesn't really mean it. It's just his attitude.
I mean, he didn't say any of that out loud. This is just musings.
Mm.
But no, he would just, after that, he'd just sort of like, so then, and then turn on his tail and then up the stairs.
Rune,
Goodbye.
I have a question for you.
Ah, here we go.
If I take you out of here,
Yeah.
you suddenly become large again.
Oh, define suddenly.
Will the curse be broken?
Oh, it's not a curse.
No.
I wasn't cursed, I was siphoned.
Oh. So you'd have to gain your power back.
Oh yeah, give me a good 25,000 years.
All right then. And she heads towards the stairs.
Oh, but
Did that whole conversation take place in Draconic?
Yes.
Okay. I'll turn to Etten and Alize and just start making grumbly noises like I think I'm speaking Draconic towards them because I feel very left out of this conversation.
Etna's gonna nod.
Also, as she's walking out, Sarkia would like to do a perception check to see if he's telling her the truth.
That would be insight.
Insight, yes. Given how well I've been rolling this evening, I think I will probably believe the shit out of him. Let's see here. Actually,
Yeah.
He is
yeah,
truthful.
yeah. Oh, are you kidding me? It was an 18 and then it tilted.
But he is truthful entirely.
It's truthful. Okay.
Look,
All right.
what's 25,000 years to an immortal being?
That's true. I mean, and she kind of turns to Ragnar, who is also walking out. Apparently, it's going to take 25,000 years for him to become dangerous, and I don't think either one of us is going to be around here.
Helafina, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
I repeat my grumbly fake Draconic.
Helafine, do you have
Yeah,
a sore
I've never
throat?
studied that.
Do you have a sore throat, Helafine?
I do now.
I could give you. I mean, we could go to the inn, get you some like whiskey.
Oh yeah,
The children.
those were my favorite episodes.
The children the children first.
You're gonna hear Ragnar let out a shout of not quite annoyance and be like, would you please take your familiar and keep him where I don't have to have him underfoot?
He likes you.
Huh, yes.
Dog likes you. Mind
No.
you, he still looks like a fox.
Yes, dog. Dog
That's-
likes me.
Well, yes, that he's usually a dog, so I didn't actually name him.
Look,
Dog.
I know I'm immortal and I have a lot of time and everything, and there's probably just one more flight of steps, but could you less bickering, more freeing the ancient dragon? Please? I would.
Oh, yes. Let's go, and then maybe we get the children because
Let's go get the
it's
children.
getting cold.
Thrune, you're going to come with us to get the children.
What? The children? I don't.
Mostly because I put you in my backpack and it's got things and you don't have opposable thumbs.
No, that's not why. We need his wisdom.
Well, also your wisdom, yes. And no opposable thumbs.
Ragnar
How
is not
wise
quite
can he
muttering under his
be?
breath.
What are
He
you
was-
talking about? He's a hero.
He was conquered by stairs.
I question your definition of hero, Alize. And she
I
just
grew
keeps-
up reading about him.
Yes, but he was kind of on the bad guy's side, wasn't he?
There are no bad sides. There are winners and losers.
Yeah, she makes a point. The giants were assholes.
Oh,
Etten, are you okay? Do you have something to say?
no, just that's a broad statement.
Ragnar will stand up top. Also, how are you going to put the rock back? As he's waiting for everyone to, get back up top.
Well, Helafine is extremely strong.
Oh, is she?
That's not untrue.
She's very, very strong. So, I mean, at this point, would we be outside? Because we've just...
Yeah. If you keep talking while moving up, yeah, you would be outside.
Well, Helafine, can you put it back?
Etten, could you help me? Just a little push.
Okay. I'm gonna give Alize the coin that I've been holding, the medallion. Yeah, hold this.
Thank you.
See if that means anything to you.
Who between
They're
Etten...
pretty though.
Oh, sorry. Who between Etten and... Give me 2 seconds, I'll say. Who between Etten and Helifine is the strongest? That person will
16.
roll with advantage.
Etten is stronger than I am by 1 point.
Okay.
Then Helifine and Etten, you can both... you both set out to push the stone back onto the hole. So make your strength check. Alize, you wanted to say something in the meantime?
I was just asking if I should try it on.
I mean, Fancy Man here would be like, you know what, that definitely looks very fetching on you, and would go to help you put it around your neck.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah,
And
you...
after I say thank you very kindly, I just double check that medallion is still around my neck.
Yes, he does not roll any stealth checks. He definitely puts it on your neck and doesn't do anything else.
So, you put the medallion on as the stone is put back up, and Thrune says, "Oh, freedom at last."
Well, marginally.
Put me down.
Nope.
Put me down.
Nope. Not until you tell me a little bit more about how these wolves had my eyes.
And he squeezes out of your backpack and just plops down in the snow.
I was gonna say I had it tied like really tight.
Well, I mean, you can roll, and we can do an opposed roll. He's basically
Okay.
trying to squeeze out of it.
Okay, so what do I roll? Go ahead.
Dex.
I want to keep the cute little jelly dragon.
Dex,
And I
pure
have the
Dex.
dragon.
No.
That would be 13.
I like that both of us just want him because he's cute.
She wants to free him because you're trying to, enslave the poor being.
Are you shitting me? I haven't rolled over a 10 tonight.
He plops down in the snow and just proceeds to shove his face in the snow and just go. I've been meaning to do that forever.
Do you want back up here now? I mean, you're basically just a stone in the snow right now. You can't walk.
Yes, please.
Okay. She picks him back up. And puts
As you
him in
put the
back.
stone back up, I'm gonna ask all 5 of you to make a perception check.
Finally.
6.
19.
Oh my, rolling
22s.
so bad.
So that would be Etten, Ragnar, and Sarkia. Out in the snow to the southwest of town, you see 4 pairs of glowing eyes affixed to 2 wolves, roughly the size of ponies.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I can't understand you, Simon. 2 wolves and...
The size of
4
ponies.
pairs of glowing eyes.
Okay, so four wolves. Okay.
No.
4 pairs of glowing eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 pairs of glowing eyes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
2,
So
but
4 eyes, 2 pairs. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
and that's when we're gonna end tonight.
Well, hello.
So I would assume that the glowing eyes wolves would have looked over at me and seen my eyes all glowy too, and been like, "Oh, look, it's a party."
We'll see.
We
I
can
like how-
always know when something happens because Etten just says hello, and everyone else in the party is like, okay, so
I
what
was
the
gonna
hell
say,
is that?
I love it that we begin and end every episode. It's like the bookends of
Is
Etten.
Etten? Yeah, saying
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
The bookends.
Yeah, no, Etten. As somebody put in chat, Etten is the himbo we all need.
We can never be surprised because anytime he just goes hello, everyone else in the party can just be like, okay, so what's happening?
So something,
So
yeah,
he's just
something
a
happened.
he's just a furbolg of warning. That's all he is. Hello.
That's mine.
So, as we leave tonight and potentially get ready to leave Dugan's Hole on a rescue mission, Let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet, what you have going on in your lives that you would like to plug. We'll do the same order as we did the intros, so we will begin with Kelly. Sorry, award-winning Kelly.
Stop it. Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm the opera geek. I was a professional opera singer until I took a pandemic to the gigs, and I have no gigs, but I'm still technically a professional opera singer. So I do variety stream here on Twitch. Assuming that the power chords come tomorrow, I will be starting a playthrough of the original PlayStation 1, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, tomorrow night. What else? Oh, Thursday's the finale of Dragon Age, here on Wandering DM's channel. It's been a great show, and I do recommend that even if you haven't seen the rest, come watch it. And really, that's about it. I stream here on a weird schedule, not really a schedule, and yeah, other than that, you can find me here on Mondays.
Justin, you're next.
I am Justin, otherwise Pirate Jesus on Twitter. You can find me here and on Genshin Impact, because that's all I play nowadays.
It's literally all he plays. He stayed up till 7 a.m. the other day.
Oof.
I'm never giving Sarkia back her familiar.
Dedication.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna call you Alice. Tumai, you're next.
Hi, I'm Tumai, Professor XR on Twitter, because I'm a professor who studies XR. I research virtual reality, and I also play a lot of video games, and I'm waiting for Cyberpunk. And this is the only RPG game I'm playing this month, so thank you all.
Up next is Justice.
Hi guys, I am Justice, half the team at Bard and Barbarian. We have a channel, Bard and Barbarian, where we do some TTRPGs. This week's a little light on our channel. We do have our Saturday morning cartoons next Saturday at 12 o'clock Eastern. No, I just pushed them back because I've started getting self-conscious about looking like a dweeb. You can find me on all the socials at Stashmandu. That's really all I got going on this week, but we do have a store, and check it out, bardandbarbarian.com, for all your Bard and Barbarian needs.
And all your pets Bard and Barbarian needs, because there's the
True.
cute little pet toys.
And lastly is Diana.
Hi, y'all. I'm Diana D'Amico. I am the other half of Bard and Barbarian. I'm the affiliate manager over at Die Hard Dice. You can find me here on Mondays. You can find me starting this week. I'll be joining the cast of Denver by Night for the season 2 return on Wednesday over on Q Times. Thursday, I'll be playing Call of Cthulhu over on Wizard Rex's channel. We're getting ready to come back with some more World of Darkness stuff, but yeah, you can find me basically everywhere by following Bard and Barbarian. It's always posted there. That's it. That's what I do.
I see people typing in commands in chat. I don't have the shout command yet. I need to come around and actually do it. But if you want, by the way, players, you can always post links in chat. So if you want to have people connect with you, leave your Twitter or your Patreon or what have you, it is there for you. Thank you to all of our sponsors tonight. Thank you to all of you who came to watch, to hang out in chat. Thank you to all the subs. Thank you for the follows. We will see you again next Monday. Here on Wandering DM, we're going to see you on Thursday for Dragon Age, and then Friday for Cyberpunk. And then you can catch our premiere episode of Scion over on Level Up Dice on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. On that note, have a good night, everyone. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.